Alright guys, I have no clue what's going on with my feed, so sorry. Looks like it's kicking y'all out or something, so. I just started a new one. I know it'll work for probably 30 minutes or so whatever. As long as it works, it works. It is what it is. So, hello guys. I don't know what's going on with my feed. I know there's a lot of you guys that y'all don't drop out like that, so I know that's something on my end. So I apologize for the technical difficulties. I do not have the ability to fix it, so waving a hand. I just restart it whenever it dies and y'all start dropping out. I know something's happening, so I just restart it. Who cares? Whatever, y'all can just hang out as long as it works. Y'all are my motivation to not run inside and sit back and relax. I got some work to do. And I mentioned on the other ones that y'all are what keeps me in here and keeps me working. What's up, Hound Dog? It's possible. I don't think that many. No, I think what it is it's on my end somehow. Because I mean, I'm having a good many of you guys in here, and then y'all pretty much get booted out bit by bit, and it's I'm pretty familiar with the people that kind of follow and keep up with what's going on, so it's definitely not normal what's happening. I don't know exactly what it is, so sorry guys. What's up, Rooster? What's up, Rooster? Waving a hand. Let's run some hi-fi audio on my live feeds. I don't even have to do that, Hound Dog. I can literally direct inject my audio straight in from that into whatever microphone I want. And actually do something crazy. But it is what it is. I do this for fun. I don't really do it for the high quality work. I actually noticed something. I can actually be uploading my videos in HD, and all you guys have been watching SD this whole time, so I'm unfortunately not giving y'all the full viewing experience. What in the world? I know I cut another wire, but whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I've had a bunch of people joining and getting kicked out. It seems like after I get above get into the double digits on numbers of people coming in, it starts to kick you guys out for some reason, or the free feed will freeze up. I don't see it on my end because I'm sitting down here and working. So if y'all give me some feedback on what seems to happen when y'all get kicked out, let me know. Because I got plenty of you guys that do like to watch, and I know that, and I don't mean to try to stop y'all in any way, but that is something that's outside of my control. In case y'all weren't familiar, I've showed this on a few occasions. This stuff right here is, oh god, I got you. It just stops. Yeah, I don't know. It keeps playing on my end. I don't know what's going on. Apologize for that, guys. I guess y'all just are not meant to see how half-inch flex gets put together. I don't know. I've shared a bunch of stuff. Y'all seen some EIA flanges. Y'all seen all kinds of stuff. Y'all know I ain't trying to keep nothing from y'all. I don't care. I don't mind sharing. This is I don't care if y'all just buy the wire from me and don't get me to build another one at all. It don't make no difference to me. But I do, at the same time, like building them, just in general, just knowing that I've put something together like that. It's nice to know. But it's not a requirement for me to build. Y'all are going to get kicked out of that view, so let's try to hold this in a steady position. I'm just tired of holding that, so. If y'all have not watched a lot of my videos, y'all have seen literally everything known to man to hold some wire in place. I had somebody laughing last time probably about 4 or 5 videos ago, I used a jack to hold up some 7/8, literally a jack stand for a car. It worked. it was pretty successful, believe it or not. I had quite a few of you guys wanted to see my vise because I'd mentioned it a few times, so I figured I might as well break it out and start using it. I'm not going to screw it in this table because this was originally supposed to be a transmission table. I built it in about 5 minutes, or excuse me, about 30 minutes. I put the whole setup together and decided to build a bench. This is bench number, oh god, I forgot my numbers. I think it's bench number 2. I've got 4 benches that I do coax work at. This is the main bench for the most part because I'll end up getting unwanted attention at bench number 1 because it's just a little bit too visible, and I'll end up having to get stuck doing other work. It's a nice bench, but there's no point if you can't stay focused. So, hey, it's built up enough you guys can actually hang out. We'll see. Waving at everybody. Sorry for the feed. Yeah, I know, right? I had an actual helper that wasn't family, and he did pretty good for a while there. But I don't know. He kind of, I mean, I guess did what every 17-year-old did. Decided to make some money and then go do some other stuff. So whatever. I'll get me another helper soon enough. We'll find somebody. But I mean, you guys can probably understand whenever you have the type of equipment and you got to find somebody trustworthy. He's not going to tear up your stuff. It will be I will be picky with my choice, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and show y'all this. I'm going to show y'all a quick cheat. This is the simplest, absolute simplest method. Oh yeah, great, there it is. I was looking for this piece earlier, so y'all can see my dumb self. Put it over here. What's up, number 4? Waving a hand, man. Alright, so I'm going to watch what angle I come in at. If you look, I'm just OCD about this. I've got a clockwise motion right here, and I cannot absolutely, well, let's just do this. I absolutely cannot put a terminal upside down. And what I consider the right side up is the leading edge, the top edge of the actual braid being the top edge of the terminal. That's how I like to put them together. Somebody else can put them together a different way. The reason being is it always keeps the downward force on the actual wire when it's bolted in, rather than the other way, pulling against the actual wire. That's just my personal preference. It's what I choose. Somebody else may do it differently, but I will not. It would drive me crazy if I seen it like that all the time. So you guys will see a couple of my quirks whenever I'm putting this stuff together. What I'm picky about, what I'm not, what I like to do, what I don't. It's just a simple fill the cup method. Heat it up, fill the cup. That's the gist of what you do. What I'm going to do with this is, if you see, this wire has got quite a bit of weight on the back side. Nothing crazy. I mean, you're talking about an actual couple ounces of force. But whenever you're trying to work with something, you need 0 upward pressure. So you'll see what I do in a second. It's just a simple little trick. It is not a crimp. Just don't even call it that. I would just call it a press fit. This is a crimper, and this is a tool, but this is not an actual true crimp. So just so you guys know. The reason I'm doing it is literally just to hold the wire in place. See how it doesn't come out anymore? Alright, so at this point it really doesn't matter where the wire goes. So what I'm doing is I use a small piece just because there's not much need. You're doing nothing big. This doesn't need a lot of heat. or a lot of solder. If you look, it bubbles up. You probably can't see this one. Y'all gonna see the next one. But it bubbles up, then it pulls in. It's called wicking, is what that's called. You want it to see it wick. I'm burning my little plastic over there. So the goal is to watch the solder wick inside the connector and not wick up the wire, because then you're going to jeopardize your actual strength of the whole braid that you're using. You're bonding it into one piece and defeating the purpose of what you just built. So anybody who talks about using a lot of heat and putting a lot of solder in there, they're not very smart, because then it won't do this anymore. So, all right, I've got these set up the same length, but I do not got them set up to run to the same place, because this is going to be a terminal mounted system. He's going to have a terminal mount right here. This is going to be a little hot, but it's not hot. Actually, it's not too hot right there. But it's going to be a terminal mounted system right here. He's going to mount this one right here, and then mount this one to a bolt down here. So gives y'all an idea what's going to happen. I've got it's not actually that hot for me even, probably a couple hundred degrees now. Cools down pretty fast. Don't touch that, actually. Y'all don't copy me. If y'all copy that, then it's your own fault if you burn yourself, because
disclaimer.
that's my disclaimer for you guys. So yeah, don't copy me. Just
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, that's Hound Dog said that the other day. Do as I say, not as I do. Whenever I was giving another disclaimer. I can handle a lot more heat than some people can, so don't assume what would not burn me would not burn you guys. All right. Okay. Apple? What the heck apple are you talking about? Oh, that was the crabapple tree. They got a crabapple for me. Took it down about a week before you started looking at it. They snatched it off the tree. I told her to stop. We got a crabapple tree. You eat crabapples? Is that the correct word? Crabapple? Alright. So, if you need to, well, I did something else without showing y'all again. All I did was stretch some heat shrink just so I can heat shrink this connection right here. This connection is going to be self-explanatory, but I always do this the best I can, at least. I think I let one or two of these go without this, or with the same color. This is not the right size heat shrink for this, but this is just a marker heat shrink. Just for pink's hot and black's shield, so that'll be for those guys. What are we doing here? I'm gonna get this right here. Any of you guys that don't know already or have just joined, this is for a 18-wheeler. He runs a fairly large setup, an 18-wheeler, not the biggest that I've ever heard of, but definitely not a small setup for a big truck. What? Yeah, they can. Oh yeah, well, this is, I mean, it's nothing special. I just showed them all. There you go. Y'all can watch me do I don't have the exact size heat shrink, so I'm going to stretch what I got routine. And just so y'all know, so y'all are aware before I start getting myself in trouble. I've got 3/16. I've got a quarter. I've got, I guess, 3/8 or so. Then I've got whatever the heck size this is, 1 1/4 or so. So I do have a decent gap between those two. And then I got some monster stuff that's about 2 inches. I use it for my 1 5/8. So and then I have one other one that's even bigger than that. So I have quite a few sizes, but again, I don't have every size. So, but I don't expect you guys to either. So that's kind of what I do. I do these things so y'all can kind of copy me. If y'all ever do decide to build something yourself, I'm not one of those people that says you can never build your own, you can never do your own, and it's impossible for you to do it properly. I do these videos very simply so you guys can copy me. I'm not stuck on the fact that I have to do everything, and nobody can do anything right except for me. So, just need one of these trees. One of these white babies. Stealing them for a while. I like this stuff because it's got glue lined, and anybody who's going to do an outdoor connector with me, I like to.
It's so hot, your glue's melting outside.
Nah, just sagging on it. Yeah.
Welcome to Georgia.
Yeah. Welcome to Georgia. My wife pointed it out. The glue gun's melting outside the actual glue, so that gives you an idea how hot it's been getting lately. So fun. Anybody who has to work outside in this 24/7, I do feel for you. I have to work a bit outside myself, but thank God it's not all the time. So thank you for reminding me of that. I need to turn that on. Let's make sure you're got some juice. We're good. If you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. Apple pie one or something. Someone making apple pie with crab apples. No, if the wife does anything with apples, a lot of times she makes an apple crisp. She'll do it with Granny Smith. That's what she'll do it with. So, been a while since we made one. You gotta make one now. I mentioned it. She's gotta make one now. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is just basically seal this connection up. This is glue lined heat shrink, but I'll also just throw some more hot glue inside there just to kind of help seal that connection off, make it last for longer. Nothing's perfect. I guess the best system would be like if you had some 24-hour set silicone, and then took that silicone and molded it around, put it in a mold, injected that mold and left it there overnight. That'd probably be a pretty good setup there, because silicone's a good dielectric along with being a good weather seal. So I don't claim to have the best methods, but these are the methods I use. No, it's split. They're all that way. I'm gonna wait for my glue to heat up, so I suppose y'all get to watch me start on some 7/8. When my glue finally gets hot, just let me know when it starts dripping.
That's how you can tell.
Yeah, just watch, see if it starts dripping. That's it. This is what I'm working on next. That's alright. Just knocked my light. That is the exact reason this is used. This bench is here because this wire is so large that you can't work in an enclosed space. I do have bench number 5 is going to be in an enclosed space, but bench number 5 is going to be pretty large. So
What do you mean number 5?
I have 4 benches right now that I work on.
Where?
Shop here, Daryl's, and then what's the other one? There was another one. The 4th one. I don't know what it was. Whatever. Moving on. There's another bench. I don't remember where it's at. I'm just gonna remember what it was. I'll remember it later on. No, I don't call that bench number 5. There's the new shop. Yeah, bench number 4 is the new shop. I don't do too much work there, but I did make a bench there. What I'm doing is start the split feed on a new one. 393, 18 foot, one connected split feed for ball mount. Willie, send me a message and I'll be able to respond to that. I can't do that on here. And also, to be honest, I mean, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Well, no, actually, I really can't. Not for what you're trying to do. But we'll see. Just send me a message and I'll see what I can do about giving you a price on that. Send me a message on this page. Click send message. Right where it says like the page, it says send message. Do that. I cannot send you a message first, so it does not matter how many times you tell me here, I will not be able to respond to you until you respond to me. I don't have an option for it.
Can you go back through the comments?
I can click reply, but I can't.
So, sometimes it'll say message next to reply. It'll say like reply.
I have yet to see that on my page at least.
I've only done it one time on mine, and it was whenever I had to go commenting.
I wouldn't tell people that I can, man, especially if it's happened like one time before. There's a possible method, but most likely that method's not going to work because I've yet to see it on mine. So I don't want to claim anything without knowing it for sure. So I will not mention that method to you guys. So moving on. What I'm doing is just splitting this. What? All right, we got some drip going on. So we're moving off 7/8 and going back to. You see, I got a hanging up by my shoulder. Find the end of my split through.
Here.
Go behind me. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so this is pretty simple. I guess. So what I'm doing is just pretty much, you'll see it. It's just adding it and adding it. Bug.
No, he don't want you on him. Get on.
He's gonna die if he stays on me. Alright. So you can see what happens is it starts heat shrinking itself down. I have to watch this big old tail. And watch this little spider web going on right here. And I have to make sure it stays up. So I'm going to add a little bit of heat over here so this end will go up. There we go. And now y'all see what happens. So what I have to do is hold this out. It frays this a bit, so I have to use my hand, but just a forewarning for you guys, it's extremely hot. I use a knife a bit actually, but then I have to clean the knife up afterward and it's really annoying, so I can clean it off my hands faster. So do not use this with that type of glue gun, just so you know, you will royally burn the living crap out of yourself. So again, one of those other disclaimers, do it at your own risk. Use a knife, use a tool, use whatever you want. So that's what it is. Got some 7/8 hanging out on my shoulder. Alright, that's the gist right there. That's all it takes. That has pretty much got the inside of that cup completely full of pretty much just hot glue at that point. This has got an adhesive layer on the outside of it. So on top of already having this inside here, I've got an adhesive liner on this jack. So that's kind of a split feed for a big truck application. So there you go. Back to 7/8. Here we go. I do not have my LC connector yet, so it will be not a finished product today. Y'all will just see the bigger braid going to be used here in just a second, and that's this one right here. We go up to a 1-inch braid for our 7/8. So put our other braid back and go up to this braid. I'll go ahead and prep the braid first. Since one, I don't see where my cutting wheel is, and since two, I have to prep the braid anyway. So might as well, I can just hang out back there. So this particular customer is doing it for a base station, so I'm going to build a fairly long split feed for him. Most gamma matches, you need about a 7 to 8 inch spacing at least to work with. I wish I had my better ones. This is where I broke my last pair of these scissors. So let's see if I can try this. A 2-inch braid is what I broke them with, I think. Come on, you can cut. Just have to be a little more careful. No. Do not call the shop, Willie. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but do not call the shop. The shop is not part of this. The shop is what I do in the day. It is not what I do here. There is a phone number on this page you can call. That number is not the shop's number. That is my number. So call that if you want anything from me. If you call the shop, I will not be able to help you, and I will have to call back later. So just so you're aware, two separate entities. A lot of people get confused about that, so that's why I made this RS Supply page with my name on it and not the shop's name. Otherwise, people would get really confused. So I tried to explain that. This is personal stock that I have, nothing to do with the shop. It's a whole different thing. I should have read that way earlier when you said that, but that's what happens when I get stuck in what I'm doing. This is 1-inch braid. You got to watch a split feed for a 7/8 wire now. Any of you guys who are wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing now. Any of you guys that did not see what I did with a smaller braid, what this is right here is 1-inch braid. So you need that larger braid for the larger wire. So the reason I'm bonding this from one side to the other is for thermal transfer. I said it earlier, but I'm sure there's new guys in here that do not know what I said earlier, so I will say it now. Whenever you're working with any sort of braid is not a flat braid. It's actually a tube that has been flat-tinned. So whenever you're trying to bond something to a tube, the only way to make sure it goes from one end of the tube to the other is go around. Well, I don't want to do that, so I'm going through. Whenever you need more heat, get a bigger iron, or you can add a little bit more heat. Whenever you do the critical failure of a vise, whenever you're doing anything like this, is the vise itself, regardless of the metal that it is, it still absorbs heat at a fairly high rate, to be honest. So don't think just because you got a metal vise that you're going to be able to bond solder to something extremely easily. It's just not going to happen. You'll have to have a fairly high amount of heat. This is by far the easiest method for you guys, and that's why I show you, but it is absolutely not the I would say necessarily the most user-friendly, I guess. You'd have to have a pretty powerful iron, but as long as you got a pretty powerful iron, I'm pretty sure this would be the best method for any sort of somewhat of a novice at this stuff. So if you've got a high degree of experience, then you wouldn't even need a vise to begin with. But a lot of you guys like to see me use it, and I can fumble around a little bit more with my wire the other way, so might as well show y'all this way. I don't really especially whenever I'm trying to do something for you guys. I'm trying to keep this all in frame, so y'all can kind of watch what's going on and what's happening. So whenever I do stuff like this and have to move over to the side or anything like that, y'all kind of miss out. So that's another nice thing about having a vise on the bench over here. No, I can't. Alright guys, I know there's what I would do on that would be either half-inch, depends on how you want to run it. I would do half-inch flex or half-inch hardline. You don't have to go 7/8 or anything like that. Half-inch flex is good for about 12,000 peak or so you wouldn't be able to run it full tilt if it was a hot one that had a big transformer. If you go half-inch hardline, then you really have no real power limits. The other limit you'll come into is DIN connectors good for about 16,000 peak, so that's pretty much the limit of what a 3 can do. So you're good with that. Your failure would be if you tried to use one of those. So if you have one of those, definitely upgrade. That is a big time failure on 3s. I have no clue why builders still put UHF connectors on them. So I can't think I'll call it and make it a night. I've got plenty more to do. I've got another braid to finish up. I've got this piece to do right here. But I've been at it for a while, so I'll catch you guys later. Y'all have a good evening. I've got some stuff going out. This is going out right here. This is my 1/4 inch flex that I built earlier. Y'all got to see this end right here of the 1/2 inch flex. The other end is down here. If you guys didn't see it, there's a den right there. So that's 1/2 inch flex right there. 1/2 inch flex can actually be wrapped up pretty well. I suppose I'll show you that before I go. Y'all can kind of see how flexible it is. I like it. You can't run a 3 full tilt on it, but I know several guys that will do that at my recommendations. Let's just say that. If I say 12,000 peak, if you got a good hot transformer, you'll do more than that. But now there's customers of mine who will definitely exceed my recommendations and will probably be successful, but I will not go above that myself. I'm going to show y'all real quick, just by doing what I'm doing real quick, how small this stuff wraps up. Y'all can already get an idea that it's better than pretty much any other wire already the way it is. But alright, so the smallest loop on the inside is how tight it can go. The loops on the outside is just a loose wrap. It can go tighter than this, but that just gives you an idea. This is just some 1/2 inch flex right here, and this is some 1/4 inch flex that's going for a setup. So, alright guys, y'all have a good evening. I'll catch you guys later, and I will be back probably whenever my LC comes in to finish up this one. And then the sale's coming on Friday, so be looking out for it Friday evening. I'm just saying Friday now because it's going to give me motivation to go ahead and get all my stuff together for you guys. That way you guys can be prepared and ready for it. So make sure if y'all want to get in for the giveaway, make sure y'all get in on the Friday post and share it, because that's the last step in order to be entered. So I'll catch you guys later. Y'all have a good evening. And I've just got to wrap up this piece right here, and I am going to be heading in for some milk and cookies. So
I got you a brand new pack of Oreos.
Oreos. Sacrilege.
Walmart.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll catch you guys later. This is a completed wire going to Pennsylvania, New York. I'll have to look at the address and see where he's from again. I thought he was from the northeast corner, but I'm not positive. So there y'all go. Catch y'all later. See you, man. Sounds good, Paco. See you. Talk to you then.